Supershell by Pharrell Williams. After putting his own spin on the superstar urban sneaker by the three-band Mark with his Supercolor collection, Pharrell Williams is back with Supershell, his new collaboration with Adidas Originals. This time the singer was surrounded by 4 international artists to create unique designs for this emblematic sneaker.
There are certain people who usher in the differences and the changes, and those are the people who I consider to be icons. I appreciate Adidas for having the willingness to open their doors to allow their garments and footwear to become canvas to all these creative minds. And I feel like they exemplify that in everything that they do. They're all curious people, you know, they all have questions, and so their means of answering those questions are creative modes of discovery. Sometimes it looks like graffiti, sometimes it looks like really candid moments captured on film. I'm happy to host, as a gallerist, all the artists that contributed to the exhibition called the Supershell.
We find childish floral motifs, photographs, manga images, and monochrome shell toes, whose form was updated, notably with words etched in the sneaker. On top of the colorful models designed by Pharrell Williams, we also discover pairs designed by New York graphic designer Todd James.
Todd James is a guy who's always marched to the beat of his own drum. He's just always created these like super interesting paintings and drawings. You know, he brings you into his own world. I don't know how to describe Todd's world except to know that like there's a lot of really interesting abstract shapes. I just like it for what it is. It just sometimes certain things have an effect on you that you can't really put into words.
Sneakers designed by American photographer and director Cass Bird.
Cass Bird is a photographer who just expresses herself in a uncensored way for what she feels like beauty is and what inspiration is for her. And that's why I thought like it's a really great invitation into her world, where things sometimes do become more complex, some of the concepts, and then sometimes things become even more basic. I mean, that's just the work of Cass Bird.
Sneakers in relief created by Iraqi-British architect Zaha Hadid.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Zaha, as I've always been. I would venture to say that she's one of the most talented architects of our time and of history, in my opinion. The kinds of shapes and the kinds of structures that she transcribes from her mind's imagination. I think that Zaha's designs are just like her buildings. They augment reality forever. And I feel like with the Supershell, she created, while using the dimensions of the shoe, cast shadows that weren't necessarily there.
Not forgetting the manga version by Japanese artist Mr.
Mr. is a wizard. His mind and his work remind us all that there's an inner child in all of us. It's interesting because when other people try and paint the same things, it can send off very different messages. But somehow, Mr. is a master of depicting innocence. I love that about his work. Mr., which really means master.
Contrary to Supercolor, Supershell will only be available in black and white, thus highlighting the sculptural works and drawings by Pharrell and the 4 artists on the shell toes. Little bonus, the right and left foot of each pair will have a different graphic to better mix and continually be able to combine with others. Arty sneakers in limited edition to be in style right down to your feet.